Hello, this is Samsa again from GamingonLinux.com, and today I'm showing you this quite interesting early access game. Once again, I found something from the early access that I like. So yes, this is Hand of Fate. The one thing that made me really want to show this to you is basically how different this game is to many other games. So this is it's an action RPG game, but it also has some interesting roguelike mechanics. Basically randomized randomized maps or randomized world, and also some card game elements. So it's seriously quite interesting. So yes, the best way to probably show you is to actually play this game.
Stakes are raised. The challenges
let's
begin.
continue. So yes, I have endless mode and I have a story mode. I've played this game for maybe a couple of hours. I've gotten like maybe 1/4 of the story mode. Basically, I've played a couple of the basically bosses in this game already, but I'm not too far. I think we might go for the endless mode for now. So basically, as you can see, we have this card dealer here, and what he does is he deals cards, and these cards determine basically what happens in the game. So yes, I'm basically playing. I'm not quite sure how the endless mode works. This is probably works so that I have a randomized world that keeps getting randomized. But yes, so the first impressions of this game is it's sort of like well, I haven't played a tabletop RPG ever, but I guess it has some elements like that. So yes, this here is basically our this is our level. You get multiple levels, of course, and this token here is basically us, and we can navigate through this level of cards, and each card basically it determines what happens, what we find, what enemies we face, and so on. And here we have a couple of things. We have our gold, our food, and our health. And basically you need food to stay alive, so you need to buy that or find it. And you of course get gold to buy different things. And we also have our inventory here. Currently we only have an axe as our weapon, and apparently we also have a goblet and a shield, and also some light armor. We can also find alternate equipment like shields and tokens and stuff like that we can also use. And there are also upgrades, so we can get some upgrades in the... I guess these are basically what are unlocked through playing the story mode. So you are, for example, you get a new starting gear when you... where do I go from here? I need to go here. Yes, you can unlock some new stuff like new starting gear when you play the story mode. But yes, let's actually go and see what happens next when we actually move to one of these cards. Okay, so we found a treasure chest, and this basically triggers an event. So yes, there we can see some text here, and this basically describes what is happening. But this is not the complete game, because I'm sure soon enough we will see the other side of this game. Basically, this is just an event with some randomization. So yes, I will approach the chest. And basically this shows us our chances of succeeding. So if you fail, if you pick the wrong card here, you will get a failure, and that might take some health away from you, or trigger enemies to basically appear, or something like that. So I'm hoping I will get a good card here. Yes, I got a success, and that probably means I can... Yes, the hall is silent as we move forward. Excellent. and that should mean that we get the treasure chest. Okay, so we can now attempt to pry it open. Let's do that, of course. So our chances of succeeding here are quite good, so I don't see any reason why not to do that. Good. Success, so this means that we get some gain cards, and these increase our gold and food and health.
I'm
so
sure you're grateful for that.
Some gold, good. More gold, nice. Okay, so we are basically getting a bunch of gold here. You can also get some health and stuff like that from there, but usually it's gold. But yeah, let's go here. Okay, so now we have another event, so we get Mr. Lionel. And many times these have some slight randomization, so reacting to certain way to certain events might not always cause the same outcomes to happen. So yes, we are in our local tavern, and an old man takes a seat, and he's basically a goblin. So yes, if I give him something, he will basically give us something back. And now we need to consider what we want to actually give him. So, because we already have a bunch of gold, I think I can probably give him some. And I've usually giving him gold seems to be the right option to do. So yes, let's do this. Okay, so yeah, he gets basically he takes the gold and swallows them. Interesting. Okay, and then what does he give me? Oh, okay, so he gives me cake or pie. Huh, nice. So we get some food from him. 3 food for 20 gold isn't too good, but oh well. So yes, let's go here. Okay, lost in desert, so dessert. Yes.
What will be your solution?
Okay, so we are going to basically what this means is that we can get a token if we react basically the right way in this situation. Of course, the game doesn't really punish you if you don't, it just means that we get this token. So yes, we can pray to old gods for salvation or wander aimlessly. I think this might be a bad option to take, so let's pray for the old gods. So basically it's either a huge success or a huge failure, and our chances are quite slim. So I will just have to trust my luck here. Okay, so it's a huge failure, and this might... Okay. So this means that we get some bandits. So we get 2 monster cards and 1 health pain card, which basically... So yes, we get 3 of dust and 2 of dust. Dust cards mean bandits, and we also lose 5 health. Okay, so now we actually get to see the other side of this game, because this game isn't just about cards. It's also an action RPG, and that means there is some real-time combat in this game. The combat system isn't too complex, but it's quite good, and it gets more difficult when you get further into the game. And these environments, even though they are quite rare, are quite nice. So basically what you do is you can counter and block attacks. It's basically all about timing and noticing these green marks in time to basically block enemy arrows and stuff like that, and basically smashing your mouse 1 or mouse 2. Mouse 1, basically that's your normal attack, and then you also have your mouse 2, which basically stuns enemies, and that's it. So this is how the combat is done. The environments are really nice, and I'm sort of... It's sort of sad to see those environments basically only when you have combat. And combat, even though it happens quite often, it still isn't, you know...
a little extra health.
Oh, nice! I got
It's
some.
only a momentary respite.
Okay, and because we failed, he puts the token away. and we got some food out of that. But yes, you only see those quite beautiful environments only when you fight enemies, and also when you trade. So hopefully we will find a trader soon.
Deeper towards our foe.
I'm not too interested in stairs right now. Basically this takes us to the next level, but I want to explore more. Okay, so this is the trader, the traveling tinker, and we can find maybe some equipment or food when we visit the traveling tinker. So now I get to show you the trading. Usually the trading works basically the same way, but you can find different sorts of traders. Tinkers usually have things like weapons, and you can also find traveling priests or monks that usually have... They can basically bless you or remove curses. But yes, we can find some...
I'm impressed. Few select these sorts of weapons because nobody ever anticipates being in peril. Such misplaced confidence is usually their downfall.
Interesting, so this is a holy weapon, it seems. But yeah, I'm not too interested in that. Let me see what else you have here. So, one thing that I would like to basically highlight here is that this screen doesn't really work that well right now. You need to change this with your... you basically need to change the thing you are looking at with your arrow keys. But you can also select...
bad times, savor the good.
But yeah, you can also select things using your mouse, but this here doesn't change unless you use
I'm sure you've learned how valuable resources are by now.
Yes, I do, but yes, I can't really buy any of this. I could, of course, go back and sell my... Okay, so with this I could get 4 gold, and that's not going to be enough, so I can't actually buy anything here. And I have plenty of food, so I don't see any reason to buy anything right now. We will get some equipment with other methods later on. Okay, so we found the maiden. Maiden usually gives... she gives you basically... You can choose between different things like longer life, which means more health, supplies for food, gold for, well, obviously more gold, and also a blessing. So far, blessings haven't been too good for me, so I might as well ask for gold. Okay, so now we get a bunch of gold, and with this we should be able to buy something from the tinkerer. So let's go back here and do some trading before we head down to the next level. Or up. Stairs can go both up and down. But basically that... yeah, it makes no difference. So let's buy ourselves that... Okay, so now we have different items here. We have the Ring of Justice, the Axe, the Healing Cap, and Scavenger's Cap. So yes, these caps, they have some interesting effects probably, but I don't think I will get any of that. And for some reason the thing here doesn't appear right now. But yeah, sure, let's... I don't know, but I'm gonna take it anyway. So now I have the Ring of Justice, and hopefully it has some benefits to me. Maybe I should check the inventory here. So yes, using a weapon ability causes all enemies to be stunned for 10 seconds and for the ring to be destroyed at the end of that combat. So if we happen to be in a tough situation, then that might be a good thing. But yeah, let's head
Were you hoping
back.
This was the end?
Well, not back.
No.
Well, let's
floor awaits.
Yes, I know. So let's head down. And now we get a bunch more stuff into the these decks here, which basically... Endless Cursed.
Ha. Let us see how you progress with that millstone around your neck. Of course, you can remove your curses at shops if you can find them. Still, I'm keen to see how you handle your disadvantages.
So we get a curse because this is in the endless mode. So we get Hungry Blades, which basically means that using weapon abilities causes us to consume food. So that's probably a bad thing in the long run, but I don't usually use my weapon abilities, which probably means that probably explains why I'm not doing so good in the story mode at the moment. But yeah, let's go further. Captain of the Guards.
Again, a token is at stake.
Okay, so I thought I got the token from... Well, maybe I didn't. But yes, so this is... Huh. Okay, so this isn't what I thought this was. Okay, so... Huh. So we get some enemies. Huh, so he gives us a mace and then we can... Oh. This is good. So we got some extra equipment, and yes, I will totally equip the mace. And now we have to fight against some skeletons, I believe. Okay. And once again, we get to see these nice environments. Sometimes these, basically these arenas are actually quite, they are sometimes quite, like, big, even. And it's kinda sad that you don't get to see this, so, and that often. I'd like to totally see more of this stuff, but I guess this works fine, too. But yes, the combat, for the most part, especially when you are fighting melee-only enemies, it's quite easy. You basically just have to spam your mouse one and those counters, and that usually does the thing. Okay, so I get to keep the mace, that's good. Reports of the Undead Kingdom. So yes, it's usually worth reading this stuff, because this is basically all of the story that you will get. And I especially like the story, so that's why I'm reading through this. And we also get a score here, because this is the endless mode, so this is basically just a... basically you are just trying to get the high score. And we also...
Yours. Well done.
So yes, we get the token. And let's go here and see... Okay, so that's a healer. We don't need that. So we can probably just pass it by, because we will always know that it's here if we need it, but currently we don't. We also need more food. A traveling jeweler. I don't believe I need any jewelry either. For some reason there are tons of these shops on this level.
Our hero needs sustenance badly.
And stairs, I don't need this either, so let's see what that card here does, and that's probably where we are soon going to end this. Yes, I don't need this. Yeah, please, go away, I don't need this. A winding trail.
These trails wind, and our goals wind with them. My
okay,
voice and these words draw us closer to the inevitable conclusion.
Okay, so... 2 of dust means bandits, and they are asking us for our gold. We can probably just kill them. It shouldn't be that hard. There are just 2 of them anyway. So yes, let's take care of these guys, and we are probably gonna end it there. And as you can see, these environments change quite a lot. Usually depending on the card. Especially Winding Trail is usually a forest. And the... you know, Lost in Desert cards are usually something like desert temples or something like that. And now it's your turn. Okay, so you are still alive and trying to fight. And that's it. But yeah. Okay, so now we get some gains. Oh. Draw 3. and that means we can actually choose what we get. So, a Fortitude's Breath, a new shield, this might be good. And some food.
These little games will not help you defeat
and health. And more food. Excellent, so now food situation isn't that bad. And yes, I'm just going to pass you by, I don't need you, I need to go further.
One more step down,
but yes.
And we may see the end of this, or another set of stairs.
Okay, and now we get more stuff in here. It seems we also got some plague, so that's a new type of enemies. A trap lurking in the shadows.
I'm sorry.
Oh, so we lost some food. Yeah, I think I've shown you plenty of this game. This is basically how it works. You get introduced to a bunch of different events and you need to react, and you also need some luck to be able to escape those situations unscathed. And you also, you encounter different sorts of enemies. There are, so far there haven't been too many of them. I have seen, like, there have been bandits, skeletons, and ratmen. And that's basically, so far, what I've seen. I think yes, I'm going to forfeit this, and I should be able to get that token from that, if I understand this correctly.
My piece takes yours, and the battle is ended. Try
yes.
again.
Sure, I'm going to try again tomorrow, but yes, we get a token. And basically this is just more mazes. But yeah, let's continue, and I'm going to show you...
Come once more to the game.
Sure. But yeah, I'm going to quickly show you the story mode. I'm not going to go too far into this, but I'm going to show you this quickly. So here are basically the levels that you will encounter in the story mode. And all of these levels are slightly different. They have different sorts of cards in them that you will encounter. And when you pick one of these, so for example, I'm currently I have the King of Dust that I should do, and you also get some new encounter unlocks and equipment unlocks with this, and then the challenges are basically what you will have in the deck when you start the level, and then there are sometimes rule changes. So it's pretty interesting, and then you can read up some lore if you want to.
Once
and when you select this,
your doom.
Yes, indeed. But when you start, when you start to play one of these levels, you get the deck builder. And here, what you do is you get to decide what equipment and encounters you will have. For example, these are the cards that I have available to me, and these are the cards that I have basically chosen for this level. So you can decide what sorts of different things you will encounter in the world. So you can, if you prefer certain types of playstyles, if you want certain items, then you can basically put the rest of this stuff. For example, if I didn't want a shield here, because I already have a couple of these shields, then I could pick something else to my deck. And this is basically just the equipment stuff. And here are all the different sorts of encounters that I can have here. Some of these are locked, so these are the challenge events basically, and you can't.
Cards cannot be removed until you have fulfilled their conditions.
Indeed. So you can't basically take these out of the deck. You need to have them there. But the rest of this stuff you can switch it around. You can put something else in there, and you also have you have a minimum limit or minimum amount of cards that you will need to, you will basically have in your decks. So you need 22 cards to basically do. I'm saying basically a lot, but you need 22 cards to do this level here. But yeah, I'm not going to play this anymore because I think I already showed you plenty of this game.
The King of Dust is the perfect implement to ensure your destruction.
Yes, I know. But I think this is enough for you. Hopefully you got some idea of Hand of Fate. Personally, I think this game is it's different, and I like it. It's a nice game, and the way it's done makes it sort of, you always get a different sort of story, because all the events are randomized, so you will get different sorts of you will encounter different sorts of things during your journey, and yeah, I think it's a nice game, and all the graphics are done well. The card mechanics work really well. The one thing that sort of bugs me is that you have those really interesting environments, very detailed and very nice, but you only see them during these certain sections of the game, like when you encounter trap of basically a maze of traps, or basically enemies, and it's sort of sad to only see them during those times, but I guess it works. It works, and I like the card mechanics. I even like the sort of chance that random chance that you have when you encounter certain events, when you have to pick a card, and you will always I think it works really well, and I really like this idea, and so far the game works basically flawlessly. The only problems I've had with this game have been that the controller doesn't work. This game suggests that you use a controller with it, but the controller support, at least for Linux, isn't there. So I've tried to play this with my gamepad, and it won't recognize at all. So I'm playing this with my keyboard and mouse, and yeah, the combat system is a bit clunky with keyboard and mouse, but so far you can play it with keyboard and mouse just fine. It's just it doesn't really suit keyboards and mice. But yeah, I think that's it for this game. So this has been me playing Hand of Fate, and we will see in the next video.